All right, now what we're going to do is we're actually going to take our template here. I made this one the last thing, but I'm just going to use the other one, so I'm not going to save this. Don't save. We're going to use this template, use it as a guide in order to make our web page. So what you're going to want to do first things first is open up Dreamweaver. Where are you? And just do, file new, choose an HTML, create, and so on and so forth. All right, so it'll automatically make this little bit here. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to do file and do save as. And I'm going to go ahead and make sure that I save it right underneath that site. And I'm just going to go ahead and name it index. That way, whenever we link things, it'll be linked correctly. It's saved. Good. So now that's set and we're good on that. Now what I want to do is I'll change, I'm just going to change this to like PSA. I don't know. We're just going to call it PSA. Whatever. I don't have a thing that I'm trying to do a PSA for. So that's good. So PSA, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to link this to the style sheet, that 961, right? So I'm just going to go ahead and do that. So I'm going to use a link. Okay, it should pop up. Link. All right. Let's open it. We'll give it the next part. href. Okay. Boom. Browse. Let's go ahead and click on it when it pops up. I'll link right to this guy here and hit open. And we are good on that. Now I just need to write the type. And it's going to be a text /CSS and relationship. Okay, and it is going to be a style sheet. And this is an open element, so it just looks just like that. And boom, great. Now what I'm going to do is just set up my own style sheet. Still got to be inside the head element here, just so that I'm ready to go. So style, good. And then that's going to be type, okay, text CSS, and that's it for that part. And I'm just going to go ahead and do the close, good, and that's it for the head. Now I can start doing this part. Okay, so the first thing you really need to do when you're setting up your in order to use the grid is that you need to tell everything to go inside of a container of 12. Okay, so that's just the way this is set up. So we're going to make a div class, good, and then I'm going to hit refresh style list, and then you'll see all these ones pop up. Now I had to refresh because I had typed this up here, but it didn't like, it's linked, but it wasn't like linked as far as Dreamweaver was concerned. But when I update it, now it is. So now you can actually see all the ones actually show up here that are part of it. So I'm just going to use container 12, okay, and boom. And then I'm just going to go ahead and at the end here, do the closing one. Okay, so everything in your site is going to go inside this container because this now says everything in here follows those rules. All right. Now, if I look at my Photoshop doc here, wherever that may be, boom, I got this one here. You can see it's going across 2 columns. So there's 2 columns, okay? And also, height-wise, it's 140, all right? It's the same as the width here, but I'm not going to determine the width myself. So I'm going to go back to Dreamweaver. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to tab in, and I'm going to go div, boom, class, and I'm going to say it's grid 2 because it's 2 columns, okay? Grid 2, boom, and I'm going to go ahead and close that div. And then, so that's going to determine that it goes 2 across, right? So if I were to click on it, I don't know, you can't really see it yet. See how it's kind of flat. So in order to make this actually have some height, I need to add another div in here, and I'll tab that, and this one's going to determine the height. Okay, so div, actually it's going to be an ID because it's this one specifically, and I'm just going to call it good. I'm just going to call it logo. All right, and actually tab here and close that. All right, and that looks okay. So I'm just going to go ahead and put my content in here, and I'm just going to tab it again, and I'm just going to use an H3, we're going to say, okay? And I'm just going to write logo so that I know what it is. All right, and then we'll close it. Good. So this is one chunk, so this is going to take 2 grids, and I made this logo part. So if you were to look over here, you can see it kind of shows up. You can see it. See how it's got this little piece here? But it's only the height of the logo word itself. So if I want to change the height of this to be what I want, which was, what was it, 144? I forgot now. I'm bad at this. 140. Okay, so it's 140. I'm going to have to go up here and manually add my own. So I'm going to go boom, and you can see it pops right up, logo. Okay, and for now I'm just going to do height. Good, and it was 140 px. Boom, and then I'm just going to close it, and that's it. All right, so actually I'm going to do this. Enter. Good. And now if I click over here, you can see it's that nice little square. It looks very similar to what my Photoshop was. Okay, good. All right. The other thing I'm going to do, just so I can see everything, is I'm going to make another thing down here that I'm going to apply to all of my IDs that I make. So first one's going to be logo. You'll see why I'm making this separate than the other one. And on this one, I'm going to add a border style, and I'm just going to make it solid. Okay. All right, and then we're going to do border color. Oh, sorry, not bottom color, border color. Oh, I did border bomb style. And I'm just going to make it gray. Okay. And this should not be bottom style. This has just got to be border style. I want to do it to the whole thing. And then I'm also going to do border collapse so that they the borders collapse on themselves, and I want them to collapse. Okay. It just makes it so that you don't get double thick borders where there's two borders touching. They'll overlap each other in a sense. Okay. So that's also going to apply that. Now when I click in here, you'll see nothing. There it is. Okay, so now it's got a nice little border, and you can see it's not gray like I asked it to be, but whatever. I don't really care at this moment. All right, so next I need to do my next little chunk here. So I'm going to go to Photoshop. I'm going to click on this. Okay, so after this goes this piece here, and if I click on it, it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 columns, and it is 90 tall. Okay, so that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to make another div. Oops, come on. Make another div here. Div. And class, good, and it is 10. Okay, and then I'm gonna go like this, close it, and then so that one's gonna say it's gonna be 10 across. Then I'm gonna tab in here. I'm gonna go div, good. I'm gonna go class, and I'm gonna make this. Oh, I'm sorry, not class. I'm doing an ID. ID equals, and I'm just gonna call this one banner because I guess that's what it's gonna be, and that's good, and then I'll go ahead and do the closing. All right, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and put my element, just the content in here. For now, it's just gonna be again an H3, and we're gonna just say a banner. Okay, it's just my way of labeling it for now. So I'm gonna go up here, and I'm gonna do boom, and you can see banner. Okay, and we're gonna go height, and I think I said it was 90, right? I can't remember. We'll say 90. Really should make sure that's exact. I'm going to do that real quick, real fast. Yep, 90. Okay, so 90. And then I'm also going to take this and I'm going to copy it, and I'm also going to put this in here so this also applies. You can see I'm going to keep adding them all in here, so that way all of my IDs I'm just going to put in the bottom here. And if you look, you can see, good, okay? It's working. All right. So now mind you, they always have to add up to 12. So this was 2, this is 10. So that equals 12 all across, right? So I'm just going to do the same thing again. I'm going to, I'm just going to copy and paste it. Command C, because it's the same exact thing. And Command V. And we will take that out. So it's going to be grid 10 again, because I want to go 10 across. But this time, this one is only, how tall are you? 50 pixels, okay? So I'm going to go back to Dreamweaver, and it's not going to be called banner, obviously. This is the nav. So I'm just going to call it nav. And I'm going to make a boom nav. Okay. Right, and we'll do height. And it was 50 px. Boom. And again, I'm just going to take this guy, copy it. Oops. Okay. I'll just type it. It's not that much. Okay. And oh, shows right up. I didn't think it would work. Okay. Oh, and there's a point there that I meant to do this. Okay, so boom, boom, boom. Oh, and now I change what it says, because right now it says this is banner. So nav bar. Okay, if I click in here, you'll see that I got my nav bar. I'm going to change that to live. Let's go back to design. Split. Okay, so I'm just going to preview this real quick. So let's try Firefox. Go ahead and save. And there we go. So you can see the things aren't actually collapsing like they're supposed to. So I might have to make some adjustments there, but for now that should be okay. All right. Yay. So let's move that back over here. Get back over here. All right. So now I just do the next chunk. Okay. So if I look at my Photoshop, where are you? Photoshop. Okay. So you notice I put this little white block here because I need to put a block of nothing here, just white space, so that I can have this one happen. Otherwise, it's gonna, everyone tries to go to the back left here. Otherwise, what'll happen is that it's going to, it's not going to start where this one leaves off. It'll start right here. So this cube would actually show up over here, which isn't where I want it. So I have to make this blank 2 one. So, and it is 407 apparently, which is a weird number, but that's what we'll work with. I might have to adjust some of my numbers here because my, like I said, my things aren't collapsing properly. So, so it's just gonna be another 2. So it's gonna be a div, div, good, class, and it's gonna be a grid 2 again. Okay, I'm just gonna close that, and then we'll make another one here, and this is gonna be another div with an ID, and I forget what that was. Oh, my nav. Oh no, not nav bar. Oh, it's just white space. So we're just gonna call this. Got a boom white space. Okay, and we'll close it. And looks good. Okay, so I'm just gonna go ahead and add that up here, and we'll do boom white space, good, and we're gonna do height, good. I think I said it was 407 or something. Let's double check. 407. Yep. Okay. So height is 407 pixels. Good, and close it. Good. All right, so boop it poop. I guess I could add it to that. I'm gonna leave it alone because it's not actually part of my thing, so I'm just gonna leave it as white. Nah, actually, I need it for visual purposes, so I will copy it. I might remove it afterwards. Command V. Okay, so I click in here. There you go. All right. So next is this little middle chunk here. So I'll go back to my Photoshop. I'm gonna click on that. Okay, and it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, and it is 406. It's probably supposed to be 407. So 407 again, but it goes 8 across. Okay, so I'm just going to do that again. Boom, div, div, good, class, good, and this is going to be an 8er. So I'm just going to go down until I get to 8. Great. Boom, and good, and I'm just going to close that out. And then make the next one. All right, div, ID, good, and we're gonna call this. This is the gallery, right? Gallery. Boom. Close it, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and make content for this one too. So this will be an H3. Great, and it's just gonna be gallery. Close it. Great. I just gotta go up here again. Boom, gallery. All right, and boom, boom. All right, and we'll do height. Good, and it was 407 px. Great. Okay. Oops. There we go. Okay. And if I click over here, you'll see it. Oh, I got to add it to this as well. So boom and gallery. Great. And there you go. Okay. So you can see how these are all starting to go wrong. So then along. So then I would do my next white space, which I could literally just copy this, Command C and Command V. Click over here, and then there's my white space, and then I would do my next bit down, right? So then I would just go right down here, probably do a block of 2 here, and then go boom, 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 and so on and so forth. Okay, and that's pretty much how it works. And then you should end up with something that looks more or less like this. Okay, so you'll have a bunch of code that's over here that you can see it's really simple, and then over here this is what it kind of looks like. All right, so that's it. Good luck.